I am 100% behind the fact that no one innocent should die. I'm an Arab myself. My parents are from Morocco. I'm an Arab Jew, but I'm an Arab. And when October 7th happened, because I'm from there, and I'm Jewish and I'm Israeli, everything turned around. It doesn't matter that I am promoting veganism or promoting plant-based. All that doesn't matter. Vandalism, in the restaurants, breaking doors, writing on the bathrooms, slogans and stuff like that. Social media, of course. But the last one was really bad. It's a shame for the animals. Served over, I don't know how many people in the past 15 years, millions and millions, saved millions of animals because of that. And from the community that is supporting veganism to come and try to break it, should the people of Israel should die? What are you talking about? To the Palestinian to die? No, that also, it's horrible what's going on. But I don't have the answers, and I don't support, whatever you want. I'm supporting this. This is my life mission. Nothing else. As part of like the youth peace programs in Israel, I met with Palestinians. It's crazy.
Across the globe by millions and
Chef Guy Vaknin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kerry. It's going to be lovely.
Really interested to talk to you today. We've got a lot to cover.
Okay.
So in 2005, you emigrated here.
To the US, yeah.
To the US, to the Big Apple.
Yeah.
In 2012, you invested $70,000 in setting up your own restaurant.
For me, my parents got divorced when I was very young. So I came from a single mom home, and she raised us, and on a 4th floor walk up, 1 bedroom. So she had her own struggles, and but she fought through them, and that taught me a lot. And I wanted to go for it, do the American dream, go for it as far as I can take it. And it ended up in this business,
Do you know, there's so many young men from single mothers, and they've gone on to be really successful. It seems to be like a thing for some people.
For some people, yeah. I think that when you have guidance from that mother, and she was the most nurturing mother that you can ask for, and she wasn't afraid. She opened her own business. It wasn't successful, but it's okay. But she wasn't afraid. She always went for it. She always tried hard for us to have a good life. And that taught me that it's possible, and you just have to work hard. And she used to have 2, 3 jobs, depends on the years, just to keep us afloat. And that taught me a lot. And I think that it doesn't, whatever you experience in life does not necessarily dictates how your life is going to be. It's all about how you view the world. And yeah, I stick to that up until today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's sort of how you take on what you've got, and make it the best that you can. So going back to 2012, when you invested in Beyond Sushi with your first restaurant, was it were you resolute that it was going to be a success, or were you really scared? Because obviously it's a lot of money. It was your life savings at the time.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I mean, I had a good idea of what I wanted to do. I had a lot of belief in myself, in my ability to leave my ego aside and see what people actually want. I can adjust on the fly very quickly, usually, and I am very attentive to people, right? And I think that that's the sauce to success, right? To hear what people have to say, not be stuck in your ways, and make decisions and adjustments, and being able to change. Of course, not every day, right? You got to stick to something. but make the adjustment necessary so you can adapt to what people actually want. Because at the end of the day, what you're doing is providing a product and a service to people, and you have to be very, very attentive to what people say without getting flustered by it, or without having ego involved that says, okay, well, they don't know anything, or I know better. Or knowing that helped me move along the way. It was scary. It was everything I saved from 2005 to 2012. I did have the support of my beautiful wife, which wasn't my wife at the time. I did have my dad's support somewhat, because he helped me put it together. But it was a radical idea. It was a radical business at the time. But I really believed in my ability, and what I can put out. And me, one person, 70,000 day before, going to buy the products that are going to be the menu afterwards. Really not a lot, 280 square feet of a restaurant, a hole in the wall, right? It was a crazy journey.
And where did you even get the idea of vegan sushi back then?
Yeah. So we used to, I worked for my dad as the executive chef from 2007 until I opened, basically. I was the executive chef. I was the operator. I was running it. We ran a catering company that was kosher, and there was a thing with Sephardic that you can't eat meat and fish at the same time, and whatever. So we invented vegetarian sushi, and we used anything that we had in the kitchen at that time, and we saw the reaction. And my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, was vegetarian, so she pushed me to develop it even more. And we took it to the Vegetarian Food Festival, and they loved it. And then we took it the next year, and I sold out in 2 years. And I just took a bet. Really, I didn't know. You don't know, like you don't know for a fact that it's going to be successful. Take a bet, and you work hard at it. You have a plan, but plans change. It's okay.
So you had the vegetarian sushi at first, and then you had some customers coming in that were vegan, and saying take the eggs out. So when you what made you decide to take the eggs out? Did they show you moving images of what was going on in the farms, or did they just tell you and that was enough to help you change?
So I wasn't even vegetarian or vegan or anything. I was very ignorant about this world, and I'm more than happy to admit it. Back then, it was, hey, I needed to open a business. I want to get out. I saw the opportunity, and I thought that I could make it work without and make it successful. And 2 weeks into there was one incident. First of all, they weren't just asking me; they were very persistent about it. I had to make a business decision. I had maybe 3 or 4 items on the menu that had eggs in them, so it didn't make a lot of sense not to change. And then I had an incident, because we used to tell people, okay, this has eggs in it and this does not. And one of the girls that came in, unfortunately, did not know and had the eggs, and started bawling in the restaurant about how she didn't have eggs, and she's been vegan for such a long time. And it really hurt me, right? I felt it in my stomach. I felt it in my heart. And then I started educating myself, about it. I did a quick crash course about, hey, what am I doing over here? I need to know my customers, because they are my customers, and understand. And when I did that crash course, I learned a lot about veganism, about animal rights, about what this whole movement is about. This is 2012. Not a lot going on in the movement, but it was enough for me, because again, there's only 3 products, 4 products that had eggs in them. I found the substitutes for them. I was like, okay, we can do this and just cancel out the problem. Why stick to the problem if it's not going to affect the standards of what we're serving? We have the standards already, so it was a no-brainer, right? And there was one guy that was very adamant about it and drove me nuts. And it's funny because we're friends, and he comes to every opening of every restaurant, and I keep like inviting him because I think it was one of the better decisions personally for me, but also for the business. It changed the trajectory of where we were going.
And when you say bawling, do you mean crying or do you mean shouting?
Oh, crying.
Oh, bawling her eyes out. Yeah, that's what we say in England.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that would be
Yeah,
sad as well. Yeah, someone's crying.
And I felt it. I mean, it was sad. I didn't understand it first. But so what? What's the big deal? You know, why are you
Yeah.
crying over it? And then again, you gotta feel the moment. You gotta feel your customers. You gotta hear what they say. I religiously read feedback. You know.
Well, sometimes that's when you learn the truth yourself.
Mhm.
Because I mean, no, most of our viewers probably don't know that the egg industry has, you know, baby chicks that are born to make more eggs, and if it's a male chick, it gets put in a gas chamber or it's in a grinder. Yeah,
Live.
exactly.
Alive.
So this is why it's, you know, terrible. It's not because just eating an egg necessarily. It's, you know, if it was like a rescue chicken, let's say, some people won't agree with that, but
yeah.
it's more serious than that. It's very serious. It's very dark.
I mean, we use
So,
it.
yeah.
We use it as
But
a commodity, right?
Yeah.
It's so wrong.
It's,
I understand. I mean, look, I don't judge, and I don't enforce my thoughts on people. I do it through showing that there is a different side, and you can enjoy the same experience at the same level, sometimes higher, in a plant-based situation or a vegan situation or a restaurant, right?
well, I think it's because the public's been let down. They haven't been educated with this in schools, in
No.
universities.
It's hidden.
The mainstream media's not telling us.
It's hidden.
So, like, when they find out, some people are shocked as well if they see the footage. So, yeah, it's hidden.
Yeah.
So it's not that, you know, this is the sad thing about it. I wish I'd known this when I was a kid, and then I might not have eaten eggs.
Yeah, and you know what? On one hand, I say that, but on the other hand, I was exposed to all of it when I was growing up. I was exposed to slaughter. I was exposed to all that, and I think that I have not an advantage, but a better understanding, seeing it firsthand, doing it firsthand. You know, not ashamed to say that as well, and understanding that what you see in the supermarket is not exactly how it goes, right? It's very easy for us to go into the supermarket and pick up an egg or a piece of chicken or a steak without really realizing what we're doing. And yeah, I mean, it's a shame that we don't make the connection.
So how's the guy changed from, you know, killing an animal on his kibbutz to now, like, you feeling that you probably couldn't do that? Like, how's the person changed, or did you feel bad when you used to do it?
You always feel bad. You're taking a life, right? But it's culturally accepted to slaughter a chicken or to slaughter a goat, and it's frowned upon for some reason, that if you do feel it. But you see all these videos of, it's crazy because you see kids and you see videos of kids that they tell them, oh, okay, well, you have to kill it. And they start crying, no, and all this stuff. That's our initial human emotion. Do we dumb it down as we grow older? I think so. And I still might see myself as that little boy. I still act sometimes like a little boy. And I want to stay that. I think that the innocence of children is a beautiful thing, right? I see it in my kids. They see it and they understand it now because I can explain it. And I can see it in their eyes, you know.
Yeah. So that's pre-indoctrination, then.
Yeah, that's right.
Of all the government,
right.
The schools, the
That's right.
advertising.
It's hard. It's even with them. It's hard because they see their friends and all that stuff. But still, the fact that you can accept, like, tell them, and they can make the connection, is enough, right? Is enough for them to grow up and make their own decisions, which is fine. I'll accept them whatever they want to do. But I didn't have that. I didn't see that way. I grew up in a different era.
Well, once you start educating yourself as an adult as well. I mean, I'm convinced we are born herbivores now or frugivores, but I would have. But I was told at school we were omnivores. But what do you think? Do you think we're herbivores?
I think we are definitely not carnivores. Definitely not carnivores. I think that, can we digest other animal products? We can. Should we? I don't think so. I think that way back then, right, when people had to do that for themselves, right? It was because they had to do it for themselves. It was done very rarely, right? On special occasions, on whatever it is, on a party or whatever they associated with. I think you can make the choice not to if you don't all this time. But now it's so easy, and it's such a factory process that you don't have to see it, and you don't have to get your hands bloody, and you don't have to do all those things that you don't even connect it. So you can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, and you can have it for dinner, and that's not how we as humans were supposed to be. We cannot. There is no way that this humans many years ago had a sausage for breakfast and eggs, and then steak for lunch and another chicken for dinner. That's not how it worked. There wasn't enough, right? And to top it off, I mean, it's a choice. I don't want to. I know what I'm doing. I'm enlightened a little bit, and I can see it, right? And that's a choice, right? Do I condemn people that do it? Like with no, I want to show them that it's possible to enjoy the same quality, and even if they come here twice a week or once a month, I'm okay with it. I'll convince them slowly, but it's only by showing that there is a different possibility.
To me, I think it's very obvious that we're definitely not supposed to be eating meat, because all the other animals that eat meat, they're doing it themselves with their own claws, with their own teeth. They've got short intestines, we've got long ones, and they've got the personality to chase after. If I saw a pig there, I'm not going to go want to eat it, but I might have the old meat, a pork chop, let's say, which disgusts me now. So to me, this is completely alien that we're even eating animals, because we're just without fire, without tools, we can't do it. So when we were invented years, whenever that, millions of years ago, we obviously weren't even eating meat then,
even though there is a trend.
Tools, right? So it's like just evolved into this being that is not making us stronger, because the strongest animals on the planet are herbivores, the ones that live the longest, right? So this is the sad thing. So this is why your work, you're not just a chef, you're not just a successful chef either. You're actually, helping humans be more healthy and also saving lives at the same time. So it's like yours is like a mission, a movement of love and compassion, as well as good taste.
I always felt that the mission, or the thing that would satisfy and still satisfies me the most, is that I can serve people that have not made their minds yet about eating vegan or not, be open to it, right? And the mission was to serve as many as possible, and make it as accessible as possible.
And how do you do that then?
By expanding, by making the pricing and everything that we do affordable. There was a lot of people that always ask me, "Oh, why don't you go like super organic about this and about that?" I was like, "Listen, I do that, I alienate half the people that can't afford it, right? I do all of it just veg forward. There's no familiarity for people to get into it. In most of our restaurant, most of the customers are not vegan or vegetarian. Yeah, there might be one in the party, but they bring everybody else. Yeah, and that's like a big deal for me. And I think that I get a lot more satisfaction when it's not a vegetarian person that comes to the restaurant. And to be honest, as a business model, if I just aimed at the vegetarian vegan community, I would not be able to sustain this size of a business and the amount of people that we go through the business, which is annoying because it's shrinking a little bit, the whole movement, but it is what it is.
When you say the movement's changing, what do you mean by that?
I think that for the longest time, the movement was growing, right? There's a lot of changes in it, right? So I feel like in the past year and a half, there was a regression away from it. It was at its height, I think, during the pandemic, a little bit after that, 2021, 2022, 2023. But I've been noticing a lot more people on, and I think that it has a lot to do with PR and the media and hurting the meat industry and the milk industry and the egg industry, and there is a pushback from there. I see a lot of people with new diets of eating raw meat and sticks of butter and stuff that is, against everything that the science says, and thinking that that's the solution. I'm not saying that everybody. There is a change in acceptance of new products that are alternatives to meat products or animal products. Overly advertising, oh, this is too processed, or this is that, or this is that, and when at the end of the day, you're talking about like 7 ingredients, 6 ingredients, all clean, all good stuff for you. And you were talking about the alternative of eating an animal that was abused, that was medicated, that was fed food that just to make it fat. And it's insane that is capturing a lot more people today. But if I'm looking into the past, it is a pendulum, right? So it goes back and forth. Once enough people get heart attacks from eating raw butter and just like shoving it down the throat, and high cholesterol and all that stuff, I think that it will go back. But I've said it from 2013. I think that there is no way out of shifting to plant-based. Eventually, our planet won't be able to support all of that and all the resources that you need to have to grow a cow to maturity, or the water, or the feed, or all that stuff, where you can get the same amount of protein, the same amount of nutrition from a plant-based product, and I've been advocating for it for years, and I think that it's a shame, but it is what it is. There is a lot of also, cultural movements and stuff like that affect the movement itself, and the movement itself is kind of self-destructing in a lot of places where they take in things that are not just about the animals. It's about this and about politics and about, I'm on this side of the aisle or that side of the aisle. I support this cause and this cause, where, and I get it. I mean, being plant-based means that you're compassionate a lot more than your typical day-to-day, and I get it, but it's in a way kind of eliminating the progress,
I think people are getting sucked into the whole of social media, which is very divisive, and it's deliberately divisive by the people that are running it, because the more angry you get on social media, you'll come back the next day for an update.
Yeah.
So even the assassination of Charlie Kirk,
Yeah.
I just saw a completely different side to vegans.
Yeah.
Not all vegans, And I was actually shocked because my initial response was, oh my, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then I saw people celebrating it, and then it started dividing vegans, like whether you should celebrate it or not. And to me, it's like,
how do you celebrate somebody dying?
It's definitely, the guy didn't do anything wrong, you know. He didn't. It's not like he didn't. If somebody had, murdered your family, you might be glad that that person was murdered. But any other reason, I don't see anybody should be celebrating a murder of this man. And also, with Charlie Kirk, it's made me look more into what people are posting, and then going and looking at the quotes saying he's XYZ. And then I look, actually, I've just looked at the video. He also said this bit as well, which totally means that what you called him is completely incorrect. But these words, these nouns are getting passed around about this man. And a lot of it is fake news, and even the mainstream media. So I'm going to be going into this over the next few weeks, because I'm really upset that, I'm obviously an experienced well, not obviously, but I'm an experienced journalist. And so we've got different standards, right? We fact check this, that, and the other. But even the mainstream media, I'm disappointed with. The names that they've called Charlie Kirk is, so far from what I've seen, it's completely wrong.
Look, I think that the incentive is the problem, right? The incentive became the clicks, the following, the how much noise I can make, right? That became the incentive. And with destruction, and we see that all the time. With destruction, you get a lot more clicks, right? With breaking things apart, with being angry, with being hateful.
Yeah.
Hateful, just pure hate.
Yeah.
From people that claim to be compassionate, right? I'm here to, I have compassion for the animals, but I don't care about humans, or I don't care about, or I care enough about this human and not about that human. And I'm going to celebrate that somebody died. I'm going to celebrate that he was shot just because he was talking. And I didn't agree with what he was talking. Okay, so what? So you didn't agree. But we're moving more and more towards autocracy, dictatorship, to be honest, in the culture, in the hate, where all of this movement is supposed to be based on love and about helping the helpless, right? You don't have to agree with people. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like their whatever, right?
I know. Yeah, I bet you've never agreed 100% with anyone. Neither have I. It's just like crazy.
No.
It's just crazy why people even think that.
But it's mine.
Yeah.
It's mine, and it's okay. But I will hear them. And if I don't hear them, how can I change my mind about anything? I need to hear the other side. I don't necessarily agree with Charlie's all of his stuff, but and this is how far this world has come, to the point of hate, and I've ate a lot of it too myself, and still am. But the world has become a place where destroying is celebrated, killing is celebrated, instead of building, and and that's where it is.
For me, it's just down to good manners. When somebody dies, you give condolences, and if you don't like the person, you just don't go publishing it on social media, because that's very bad mannered. So why? It's just really shown me a very scary side to society. And I'm glad that the US government is actually stamping down on it, because this is setting a really bad precedent that it's okay to go around shooting someone dead for speaking in public, which is definitely not. And we must condone that behavior,
Yeah, no, I think that it's like every relationship. When you cross a certain red line, or a line, okay, and you take it further, then in the future that line is blurry, right? You said something nasty to your spouse, you might as well, you can say it again. It's not going to sound as bad, right? My mom taught me when I was very young, there is certain lines that you don't cross, right? Because once you cross them, it's very hard to go back in a relationship. It doesn't matter who it is, your kids, your wife, your coworker, you gotta have those manners that you talked about. And society in whole has crossed that line, I feel like, you know, even with the veganism, right? Even with we crossed the line of what is okay in terms of how much we eat and what we eat and where. It's that line that is blurred, and it's getting more blurry by the day, right?
But yeah, you just said that did you say that you'd also receive hate as well?
I do. I still do. I did for the past 2 years. I was very much celebrated, very much celebrated of everything that I was doing until October 7th happened. And when October 7th happened, which is sad because it's my birthday.
Yeah, you're 40.
Yeah, my 40th birthday. It's sad, but it also saved two of my friends and their families because they came here to celebrate with me. And I'm originally from a town right outside of Gaza. And both, I lived in a kibbutz right outside of Gaza that got 200 people there killed. And I lived in Sderot, which is another town right outside of Gaza that 35 people and people got kidnapped from there. So it was right, like it was. And then when it happened, because I'm from there and I'm Jewish and I'm Israeli, everything turned around in the terms of the celebration. It doesn't matter that I am promoting veganism or promoting plant-based. It doesn't. All that doesn't matter. All of that went out the window because that line that we talked about, the blurred line, is blurred, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not for the animals anymore. This is the movement, and I'm gonna go with the mob, and that line blurred, really blurred lately because I got threats about me, about my wife, about my kids. People sending me pictures of my kids, and I hope they're gonna be like the kids in Gaza and stuff like that. And it got to the point that I couldn't keep it in anymore, right? I kept my mouth shut for 2 years. And also boycotts for the restaurants, which is crazy because it's from the vegan community is boycotting, me, the one that advocated for animals and built all this so we can save animals, and boycotting the restaurant. And I could feel it. Like I could feel it in the restaurant. I could feel the tension. I could feel all of it. Vandalism, in the restaurants, breaking doors, writing on the bathrooms, slogans and stuff like that. Social media, of course. But the last one was really bad. Like the Vegans for Palestine put up a post that went viral about boycotting all my restaurants because I was born in Israel and I won't denounce the fact that I was born in Israel. Now, I've been in America longer than I've been in Israel. Nobody, I'm like, I've never talked about the issue. For me, it's separated. Do I agree with everything that the Israeli government is doing? No. Am I not proud to be Israeli? Of course not. I'm proud to be Israeli. I'm proud of my service. I'm proud of everything, where I came from. Oh, he doesn't like Arabs. I'm an Arab myself. My parents are from Morocco. I'm an Arab Jew, but I'm an Arab. But the fact that I'm Jewish and the fact that I was born in Israel and the fact that people are now all about that, it became a big deal. It's a shame. It's a shame, not just for me, for the 200 plus employees that I have, that it's hurting. It's a shame for the animals served over, I don't know how many people in the past 15 years, millions and millions, saved millions of animals because of that. And from the community that is supporting veganism to come and try to break it just shows you how divided and broken. And that's the reason, I believe, that's the reason why the movement is breaking up, right? The movement is breaking up. The animals will suffer because the movement is breaking up. And me saying something exposed it. And I'm not happy about it, but I couldn't do anything else. I had to say something, and hopefully people will see it and support us in the way, because people didn't know. I tried to stay out of it, but now I'm out and I'm speaking.
When did you say something?
About 4 days ago.
Okay.
So I'm getting the full shitstorm now. Excuse my language.
It's okay, you can swear on here. I've got to say, firstly, I'm very, sorry that has happened, and almost disgusted that somebody is so racist against someone from just the country they're born in, to not keep their opinions to themselves, but be violent, graffiti, crime. That is just disgusting.
That's the world we're in.
I mean, like, you actually haven't done anything wrong as far as I know.
No.
You're just born in Israel.
That's right.
Why should you have all this? This is disgusting.
That's right.
Oh, look, this is so bad.
And it's bad for, and again, forget about me for 1 second.
You're not even, I mean, yeah, you're saving people from heart attacks, you're saving animals. So you've almost, you've ended up saving lives, right?
Yeah.
Rather than killing anyone, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're getting hate speech for that. That's how
not only hate speech, it's real. So, and especially that you brought up Charlie Kirk and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not afraid. Okay, no one can scare me. I've seen enough in my life that could scare me. But am I discouraged? Yeah. I mean, there's parts of me I say, why do I need all of this? Yeah. Why do I need all that? For who? For what? And I remind myself of the mission and everything that I'm doing. But if it's gonna destroy everything afterwards, then, and again, I've only been about building relationships and building people, and I have no problem talking about everything. I grew up in the 90s where everything was about peace. Everything was about, hey, we're gonna get to peace. I was part of like the youth peace programs in Israel. I met with Palestinians. It's crazy that people that don't know anything about me are just hating left and right and trying to destroy everything that we've built for no good reason, just because, okay, I'm Jewish, I'm Israeli, okay, let's go. This is it. This is our opportunity to show our advocates like what we are for, and this is how we're gonna show it. We're gonna destroy, we're gonna ruin, we're gonna break it. What? Why?
It's definitely wrong. And I was seeing on the, wrong, terrible. I was seeing a podcast the other day, and a very intelligent man, I think he's called Alistair Heath, but I might have got his surname wrong. He was the editor of the Sunday Telegraph, and he said, what we're not talking about is the rise in anti-Semitism the last few years, and how bad it's getting, because it just wasn't like that years ago.
No.
Like now it's just changing, and he says it's a real worry. And
it is a worry for me. I mean, to be honest, I mean, especially when they cross the line and threatening, family and kids. I mean, if you have kids, I don't know, no. But for those who do and know the feeling of threat to your kids, there is nothing that would stop you from protecting them, right? And it's shameful, Yeah, and that's the messed up that part, right? So because it was online, the police can't do anything. Yeah. Oh, it was your profile's public, so we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, there's a different law here in the US. You see, in the UK, they would have probably got sent to prison. It's sort of gone the other one extreme to another. Yeah. Like in the UK, you can get sent to prison from just saying something that isn't even too bad, almost. Without, but here you can say
a bunch of stuff.
Here you can say anything you want in the US.
Listen, it's free speech, and I don't want people not voice their opinions, just like Charlie Kirk did, but not to hate, try to destroy, try to rally up people to destroy. This is where it gets like there is a line that we crossed.
Well, I think yours is more than just, somebody sending a message. It's involving your kids. It's doing criminal damage. That's next level up than just sending a bad direct message.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. Then the police haven't done anything.
If it gets to real stuff, but even then, I mean, the police. I mean, they can't see who wrote, because can't have cameras in the bathrooms. Can see who wrote on all over my bathroom, "Free Gaza." For what reason? Like, I don't know how is that going to free Gaza, but I know why they wrote it. I know there is a reason why they wrote it in my bathroom and not in a different bathroom, right? This is about 6 or 7 months ago. I really tried to not get involved. I really did. Like, I really did. But it kept on going. I mean, it kept on going on the backside of things. And the people that do support me, the community, the Jewish community, the kosher community, because all the restaurants are kosher, they didn't know. They don't know. So, because I'm not saying anything. So it got to the point that, the business is hurting from it. If the business, and in restaurant business, if you're hurting, it's very small margins. This could be detrimental to the business itself. And I saw it. I ate it, but I had to say something. At least now, the people that, it's okay, whatever, okay? Whatever will happen. But at least the other side of the aisle, or the people that do support and see the madness, right? The madness of what it is, will be here, will come, will understand, which is, and I am so grateful and so appreciative. Since I said something, people have been, and I didn't respond to anything, and there was so much hate afterwards. There is no place for a Zionist here. There is no place for an Israeli here. That you should get out of here. You came from a country that doesn't exist. But all the shit in the world, right? And then making up stuff, and let's go on the ride. Let me get some clicks, right? Yeah, shameful. I hope for me, for my employees, for my family, for our livelihood, for the animals, that it won't do what they intended it to do. But it's insanity, because all these people that we're talking about celebrated, right? The restaurants, me, everything that we've done. And as soon as that happened, and now you can say, okay, so what? So who's you're the racist, you're the hateful. What? Because that happened over there. How is that? Like, I was there? Was I there? Did I do? Like, you celebrated everything that was done in a switch. You found a reason why not. And it's crazy, because you are against yourself.
Well, also, you should have got some sympathy and condolences for the people that you knew that have been killed on October 7th, right?
I did from the community.
So yeah,
from the Jewish community.
I think you're probably talking about more far, far, far left people, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I would classify myself a floating voter.
Yeah.
More centre, sometimes I'm more right, sometimes I believe in more things on the left. But the more the far left act in this way, it makes me just go more to the right.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still in the same place.
Yeah.
I haven't really changed too much.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like, it's just,
I do.
It's so wrong what they're doing. It's like,
I do. Yeah, I mean, it's all social media, right? And you don't get a voice like that if you don't have social media. But social media is also the thing that built up everything that I'm doing. So it has two sides to it.
yeah.
And I'm seeing the ugly side now.
I mean, I suppose.
But it's not fair, because it's the ugly side because of where I'm from, not because of anything else.
Yeah.
And if you change, let's change it. Now I'm an African American. Okay. Could you have said those things to me because I was so? You are the racist. You are, like, change it. Does anybody go and, like, do that to anybody? who is a minority because of, no, but you can do it because I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
You can do it because I'm Israeli. You can do it because that's the trend. And it's accepted. And we talked about anti-Semitism. It's accepted now. And I see things online that I like, they break my head, you know? Everything is blamed on. Everything under the sun. There was an earthquake in I don't know where. Yeah, it's them. They did it. Yeah, we shook the ground, right?
Even that you assassinated Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah,
as well.
that they said that too.
I know. They said that Ben Netanyahu had got him assassinated.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
That was one recently. There was another one before that with I can't remember what it was, but yeah, they definitely are blaming.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's crazy and it's mad. And you know, you mentioned that you had 70% of your clients are non-vegan anyway, so
Yeah.
hopefully that's not.
I mean, it hasn't. Like, I can see like the trends, and I'm a very much a numbers person, right? So besides being a chef and thinking about how the business is going to grow and everything, like I told you, we bootstrapped everything. So everything was funded by us, from the company, and of course from what we're doing. Every dollar that we made, we invested back in the company. I just finished building my last restaurant that opened 3 months ago. So all of this shitstorm is not very helpful, right? In my vision was to go big, give options to the community and show that it could be done in different variations. It's not just a vegan restaurant. There's a vegan Italian, there's a vegan Mexican, there's a Mediterranean, there is an American one, there is this one, which is French, and take it to the next level. We're sitting in a beautiful restaurant. And it's, it's a shame. It's a shame for the movement, because I don't see a lot of people that went or took the bet as far as I did, on themselves and on the mission, right?
That's what I mean. That's why you're more stand out in terms of most chefs, because you've put your own money in it. Then you went on Shark Tank to get some funding, and then you did the deal, but then you didn't do the deal. Why didn't you do the deal? What was it in the contract that you didn't like?
Exactly what we're talking about now. When you have partners, and when you and I do have a partner, but he's a silent partner, my minority.
The Ruby Tuesday guy.
Yeah, he's a minority, so I run the business. At the end of the day, I make the decisions. I live with them. Everything that I do. I didn't take the deal with them because there was too much controls. When you get money from outside, and I know it sounds like a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough for me to give up control on certain things. The controls allow you to pivot very quickly. Okay, I decided in COVID, we're gonna stop and we're gonna open different restaurants. My partner didn't agree with me necessarily. If I had the Shark Tank people with me, I would have to get everything approved through them, and that takes time, right? And a business, when you bootstrap it, you make the decisions. You can pivot. Yeah, you might make decisions that are not 100%, but as long as you're persistent and you understand that you're gonna make those decisions that are not 100%, and you can pivot along the way and fill, then it's fine. And that's what I did. And I really invested everything. Tying it back to what I'm experiencing right now, that's a problem, because you can't foresee that, right? I can foresee a downturn. I can foresee the economy. Now, I can foresee, but I can't foresee boycotts. I can't foresee, and that's why I spoke about it, because there was enough also personally, but for the business, it was enough. I'm done with this, and I like the fact that I can consult with my wife, I can consult with my partner, but I need to make the decision, and I have the controls. Yeah.
What are they actually looking for from you? Like opposed to say that you condone the war? What do they want from you, these people boycott?
These people, yeah, they want me to denounce denounce my country, basically denounce the fact that I'm from there. And I get it, a lot of people are dying that shouldn't be dying. I'm 100% behind the fact that no one innocent should die. No one innocent should have died in Israel. No one innocent should have died in Israel. This whole war and everything is like, I saw it from within. I lived it. I lived seeing the buses blow up. I lived being afraid to go on a bus, or because might be a suicide bomber. I lived it. I lived the fact that we were on the cusp in 1994, 95, right before Rabin died or got assassinated. Okay, that there was almost there. I don't see any way for our people and the Palestinians to get along without peace. There's got to be peace. That's my view, my life view. I'm not afraid to say it. But should Israel disappear? Hell no. No, it's my country. Should the people of Israel should die? What are you talking about? You know, do the Palestinians to die? No. That also, it's horrible what's going on. But I don't have the answers. And I don't support, whatever you want. I'm supporting this. This is my life mission. Nothing else.
And this, you mean helping animals and
Yeah,
vegan restaurants?
yeah, that's right.
I think that's the thing. Like a lot of these protests that are going on and dividing people on the ground in the UK, in America, with either side, all these protests are not making any difference to these leaders of these two countries. Yeah, so it's almost foolish of these vegans to be trying to run you out of business when you are like an angel, and I wish you were where I lived so that I could come to your restaurant. I mean, I'm an hour away, but I'm saying to Daisha, there's no vegan restaurants in this town. I wish I lived in New York. I'd be able to have, all these vegan restaurants to go to. And it's so important because some people can't stick to being fully plant-based. Sometimes they might slip up because there's no food locally and they're so hungry. And of course, not everybody's perfect. They might have that chocolate bar that they like when there was a kid or something, or they might really want a meringue pie or something. And so having you here locally to feed the people is going to save more animals. So it's just crazy. This is what the world's happening, though. We've got some I just don't understand that mindset at all. People would want to destroy somebody. Yeah, like I said, you've got a spiritual aspect to you. This is like saving literally lives. So I'm very disappointed to hear that myself about what you've been going through.
But we're gonna fight through it, and we're gonna be okay on the other side. And would it be a shame if some of the restaurants won't make it? It would be. But am I gonna change who I am or what my mission is? No.
What is the worst thing that you've been through before this? I mean, is this as bad as COVID? Or surely COVID was probably pretty bad.
Yeah, COVID was different, right? But I would say that this is worse. Why? Because COVID, we were all going through it, right? We were all going through it. This feels unjust, right? It was unjust that I had to close 5 of my restaurants. It was unjust that I almost went out of business, but I wasn't alone. Like everybody was in it. Here, it's unjust, and it's clearly, in my view, targeted, racist, things that I would never imagine or wish for anybody are coming my way, and I feel it's unfair too. And I am not one to ever ask for anything, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I just make things work. I create and I make things work. That's what I do. I'm not the best chef out there, okay? I'm not the best cook, okay? I'm a good chef, but I'm not the best cook out there. There's people that cook better than me. But what I am good at is building, and I'm good at systems, and I'm good at listening to my clientele. And I was able to build all of that. And this is unjust and not fair. And it's hard for me to say, hey, I'm hurting. Hey, this is not okay. And it was hard for me for 2 years. But we're at the point that I can't just stay quiet about it. Can't just sit and, let them beat me, So I do need help with that. Is the business still working? Yeah, it is. Are we serving 700 people tonight? Yes, we are. Are there good people that come to support that, fill up my heart? Well, there are, but it's hard. But I was built to fight, and I'm a strong, hard person, so it's okay.
And you've got really good reviews on Google as well, because I don't think people are actually. Are you all right there?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't think people are. Shall I put the tissues on here?
Yeah, yeah. I've been. It's disgusting, and it's not easy because it's not about me. It's about 200 plus that I'm responsible for. That's how I see it. Yeah. Yeah, it's people's livelihood, families, people that just bought a house and took a mortgage just because the company can support them for the 15 years that we've been here. What?
I think in the UK, they probably would have got arrested and charged with this.
Yeah, well, the only thing we have here is the Second Amendment. That's the only thing we have here.
So we talked about eggs earlier in this conversation,
Yes.
and so I understand you've got a little treat for us.
Well, I do have. We're gonna sample one of our desserts here at Le Basque. My wife keeps telling me say it right. It's the tarte de citron. Basically, we have all our pastries made in the house, from breads, all the breads across the whole company. I believe in the fundamentals; they got to be right. All the pasta, all that. So all the pastries made in house. We have a vanilla tart with wild berry jam on the bottom, and then on top of that we have lemon curd, and on top of that we have the meringue. Right? We talked a little bit of the meringue, and we have dehydrated meringue as well, elderflower dehydrated meringue, mint and caramelized lemon zest. And talking about meringue, we talked a little bit about the eggs. It's very simple to make meringue out of agua fava, which is the water that you cook the chickpea in. It happens because of the protein, right? So the same thing happens with eggs. Because of the protein, you can fluff them up and then add your sugar and whatever not, and create a meringue that you can use both for baking and for just like we make it, a marshmallow fluff, basically. And it burns the same, it looks the same, it tastes the same. You can't taste the chickpeas at all. So no problem replacing some egg whites.
Do you have to cook the chickpeas, or can you just get chickpeas in a tin with the water and that would still work?
That's cooked chickpeas, yeah, and that's what it is. They leave the water from the cooked chickpeas in the tin, and then you can use the water from there. That's agua fava. There is a lot of companies that dehydrate that water, and all you have to do is a powder. It's just the water of the chickpeas. You put it, you put some water in it, and now you have agua fava. So you don't have to worry about spoilage and opening a can of chickpeas if you're not gonna eat it.
So, who even thought to make a meringue out of chickpea water?
I don't know, but we thank him. We thank him furiously, and it's all about learning techniques, right? Or ingredients, and how people use certain ingredients to create whatever they create. We have a few techniques that we developed, but a lot of it is just like humanity. We learn from each other, and we evolve, right?
Right. Well, let's
try
put it
it
to the test.
Okay.
So as you can see, it looks
Yeah.
exactly like egg meringue.
Yeah, exactly. So you got your
Wow.
egg whites, and they actually got, or not egg whites, your meringue from agua fava, and they got torched, and they got nice and toasty. You can see the lines even, but you have to practice it a few times. It could get a little softer if you don't know how to make it. It's simple. This is also a meringue. So this is dehydrated meringue, an elderflower dehydrated meringue. Gives it a little bit more crunch and not your fluffy meringue.
Right. Okay.
Light bite, mint, lemon. Beautiful to finish after a French nice dinner, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks great.
You want to try it?
I do.
Okay. So,
We're like on a TV show now.
yeah. Chef's table, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks amazing.
So you have the berry on the bottom. You have the meringue on top. Nice soft crunch on the outside with the meringue. The dishes and French cuisine can get a little bit heavier, so I think that is a good compliment at the end of it. Not overly sweet. You know?
Absolutely nobody could tell that was vegan
No.
at all, because the meringue tastes exactly the same. I hope that's not an insult, but
No.
it tastes exactly the same as meringue,
Yeah.
like with eggs. Then the lemon part is, creamy as well, which probably they normally make that with dairy. The pastry is absolutely fantastic. It's
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
delicate.
Thank you.
And this is probably one of the, if not the best vegan dessert I've ever had.
Oh, we are very big on that. So, had very creative pastry chefs in the company. Created a lot of cool things. Every restaurant has its own signature dessert dishes. At one point, I almost opened a dessert bar.
This is better than my dessert at 11 Madison Park, without a doubt.
Now, I get that a lot, and about the food too. But like we said, staying humble, he is at a different caliber. Just doing something very different than what I'm doing, you know? I try to hit the memory, try to hit the things that we all want to have, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No, I did have a fabulous time there.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking his food at all, but just the dessert, I just think this is exactly like you would get at a non-vegan restaurant.
100%.
It's absolutely delicious. Thank you for bringing that.
Thank
So
you.
I think for people watching this now who make meringue at home, this is an inspiration that they don't need to be buying eggs, which are really expensive.
That's right.
Just use the chickpea water,
Chickpea
so
water.
you get 2 for 1, right?
Yeah.
And you can make fabulous
Usually we
desserts
throw
like
it out.
that.
Yeah, usually it's good, the garbage, right?
Yeah, so that's a really genius invention. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you,
and
Kerry.
for letting me host this podcast in your wonderful restaurant.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well, all the help you've done for the animals. It's
Thank you.
and just being such a great person as well. I can tell from this interview, what a solid guy you are.
Thank you.
I like to ask everybody the same question at the end, and that's what do you think we should be talking about on a podcast if you had the choice?
What should we be talking about in the podcast if I had the choice? I think that I drew a lot of my motivation from inspiration. So finding inspiring stories of ownership, of not necessarily of success, but just of ownership of the moment, life, good. I said it a few times in the podcast about building, about creating. I think that that's our goal in this world. So listening to stuff like that always inspires me. And I think that those are the things that should propel us forward from very dark moments.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Chef.
Thank you. Thank you, Kerry.
That was just half of the whole interview with Guy. The second part will be released very soon. I'm also going to be creating more videos analysing this and interviewing experts about it, and I'll release them for you to watch very soon. I've worked in national TV and now I'm focusing on important interviews on YouTube, as well as still doing some TV and radio. As a very recent immigrant to the USA myself from Great Britain, there are many challenges here. If you'd like to support my podcast work, which I do to bring you the truth, to bring you in touch with experts analysing these matters, and to bring you closer to what really matters in life, then you can do so by subscribing for free or becoming a paid subscriber on my Substack or by the other link on my YouTube profile. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you. Please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel now. It's free, but it helps a lot